Now to a 10 of Us States exclusive. Tonight, a new look at the moment shots rang out 1 year ago in a shooting that shook much of our community.
10 Investigates' Jennifer Titus uncovers the extensive internal investigation that took place days after, not just to hold those responsible accountable, but also look into whether police officers responded appropriately.
Instant chaos. Tragedy. In just seconds on October 29th, 2023, Ybor City. Now the site of a deadly shooting.
We had two unfortunate, tragic people that died from that incident, Wilson and Harrison Boonstoppel, and then we had the other victims.
In a one-on-one interview, Tampa's police chief sat down with 10 Investigates to go over his officers' actions that night.
It was all hands on deck.
Not just the investigation after that took place to figure out what happened, who was responsible. You guys also conducted your own internal investigation on how your officers responded. What was the outcome of that?
Well, it's very important for us to assess how we do things, because we always want to do things better and better. And doing an internal assessment is what we do on a lot of things, but not to the scale that we had for this incident.
The scale included a thorough investigation into videos officers themselves had questions about.
This is a little bit different than a normal chief's brief.
10 Investigates revealing the chief's internal brief from April.
There's some rumors going around about this incident, and I want to address those rumors right here and right now.
Sent department-wide regarding video footage from October 29th.
There's a concern about a small portion of video that has been taken out of context, where an officer was responded on the night of October 29th and briefly took cover to ascertain their bearings before proceeding.
It's that snippet of video we sent to Roy Bedard, a former police officer and now consultant.
And it turned out that this is probably not a behavior that's okay from this one officer, but behavior that's quite acceptable.
Bedard agrees with the officials at the department that you have to watch the whole video.
We see the officer observing, orienting, and deciding what they're going to do, and then coming back into this dangerous area to start providing aid. So it really requires telling a bigger story.
Bedard agrees that with any situation, even if no one acted out of place, Bedard says there's always a lesson agencies can learn from it. In documents 10 Investigates obtained following the shooting, that's what Tampa police did. They published a 22-page debrief that included a timeline of the events of that night, as well as what some officers did days later. They visited with members of the Orlando Police Department to see what measures were used effectively, specifically in Orlando's entertainment district.
The big feedback that we got is the majority of the officers that were working their entertainment nightlife area were there on their days off. And for us, that was the minority. The majority of officers were on there. So since then, we've actually changed that, and now we're bringing officers in on their days off. So we're not pulling from other areas of the city to staff this area.
There was an allegation that our officers were standing around just doing nothing. And when we look at the video, the only time officers got together was 2 minutes before it happened, just to start clearing the streets.
Chief Bercaw acknowledges lives changed forever that day.
Don't take something out of context. Look at the whole big picture. And that's what we did in this scenario. Is we looked at this and we found that officers performed exemplary.
And says he'll continue to make sure his department is ready and prepared the next time tragedy may strike.
So I think it's important that, one, we remember what happened, and two, is we show how resilient Ybor City is and the community is.
And the chief tells me he really means it when he wants to show how resilient this community is. Tomorrow night, they will be holding a memorial event called Ybor Night Out. The entire public is invited. It will be at 6:30 at 1920 East 7th Avenue as the community comes together to remember the 2 lives lost in that shooting. Jennifer Titus, 10 Investigates.